What this tells us is very simple. Mr. McGilded's small box was indeed not stolen from Windybanks on the night in question. However, there can be no doubt that somebody picked up this particular box and then returned it to its place on the shelves.
Are you suggesting that the small box originally deposited by Mr. McGilded is in fact...
Yes, the very same small box I just identified in those photographic prints.
Objection!
Mindless guesswork. What if it was? So, a box was moved on the shelf. Nothing was stolen. Which means quite simply that nothing has changed.
That may be true, but... Alright, McGilded's box wasn't stolen then. But doesn't the fact that it was moved like that change things?
It changes everything.
I believe this changes everything about the case.
How can that possibly be?
The crucial point is the fact that what was moved was a small box. In other words, we have to consider what might have been inside that box.
What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting that we need to examine that box as soon as possible. A vital piece of evidence is sitting on the shelves at Windybanks as we speak.
Objection!
That won't be necessary.
Got it!
Some little box belonging to a man who died 2 months ago can't possibly be relevant to this trial. The court does not uphold your objection, Lord Van Cheeks.
Damn right it doesn't.
Bailiff! Arrange for an officer to go to Baker Street at once. Obtain the small box in question and bring it back here for further examination.
Ah, yeah. Let's go, baby. Come on. Oh, you didn't play it. I got excited for a second there. Yeah. I've heard good things about it, though. Lord Cancheeks, you say? Yo, what a big B before? Why don't I recognize this name? Oh, following since January 2022. Hey, welcome back to the stream. I'm trying to remember where we met. But welcome back to the stream, Big B. Cheers. Hope you're having a great weekend. And also, you celebrated it. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving.
We should have a report within half an hour. I think perhaps we should recess for a short while until the evidence is brought forth. To be hoodwinked by such a farce. Disappointing. I beg your pardon, Lord Van Cheeks. This is nothing but a smokescreen. A Nipponese specialty, it would seem.
What a salty bitch. What are you trying to say?
My learned friend has persisted with the same line of reasoning from the very beginning. That this witness's intent was to steal an article belonging to Mr. McGilded from the pawnbrokery. Yet, common sense tells us that none of the articles have value enough to be worth stealing in the first place. Exactly. It would be beyond absurd to break into a place...
Exactly, boo! Oh, Killer Swill Raid! Hey, well, welcome back, man. Appreciate you tuning in tonight. Hope you're doing well. It would be beyond absurd to break into a place for the purpose of stealing such commonplace property. Pouring another wine glass, which he's inevitably going to just chuck away into the courtroom. Glittering Larry. If your lordship recalls, Mr. McGilded perished 2 months ago, immediately after the conclusion of his trial. A trial in which he was found not guilty. A trial in which it was established he was the upstanding member of society his reputation in... A trial in which it was established he was the upstanding member of society his reputation implied, in fact. So, I propose a toast to my learned friend and his most insightful defense. The articles this upstanding member of society pawned were entirely ordinary. A black overcoat that just happened to have a music box disc in one of its pockets, and a small box. I love him, but boo this man! Thank you, Vega! I assure you, I wouldn't accept even if the man tried to make a gift of such things to me.
Right. You know, that does make a rather lot of sense.
It's not as if it was gold or jewels, is it, though? Goodness, no, Mr. McGilded was rich enough. But you can deposit such a cash upon break.
Yo, my pet mouse is getting agitated.
The prosecution's argument is undeniably compelling. It is incumbent on the defense now to bolster its argument. To explain what possible significance these commonplace articles pawned by this fine citizen could have. Well, counsel, is your argument in fact demonstrable? Are you able to show proof that the disc or the box are in any tangible way related to this case? Well,
What's the matter, Bruno? We know that they're related, don't we? They're both vital pieces of evidence. Yes, of course, you and I both know that. We know McGilded's true character, and we know the disc is significant, even if we don't know why. But if we explain all that to the court at this point, we'll have to acknowledge that McGilded's acquittal 2 months ago was a mistake. That the defense's argument was flawed, based on false information. Oh no! And that would mean admitting that Gina committed perjury. But Ginny? Could it be that Van Zeek's knows? Is that why he's doing this now? Because he anticipated everything? But maybe... This could be a great opportunity for us. Sorry, what do you mean, Iris? Well, was it... What is it that you always say, Runo? Rip wine and cup. I know, right? Cup number 69. The mouse! You think he just has like 20 of those cups under his podium? Possibly more.
So many.
Oh my god, dude.
Well, what is it that you always say, Runo?
Sooner or later, the truth comes out. Every time. Alright. The exact significance of the things that McGilda deposited with Mr. Windybank is something that only Gina can explain to the court. But if I put her on the stand to testify about that, it could critically damage our chances of winning this case. What's the right thing to do here? My lord, the defense would like to make a proposal.
Oh? What proposal, counsel?
While the court awaits the arrival of Mr. McGilded's small box, I would like to call the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade, to the witness stand.
The defendant?
Good evening, Sir Foxy! Welcome back to the stream. Thanks for the 20 months, my man. Get some of those love and hypes in the chat, please. Thanks for the 20, Foxy. And happy Sunday. Hope you're doing well, man.
Thank you, Vega. Thank you, thank you.
How are your streams earlier this week, by the way? Saw that you were playing some Sea of Thieves. I think they just dropped some new content, right? Yeah, cheers, man. Thank you again for the 20 and with the Prime, dude.
The defendant? To what end?
It's to do with the various articles deposited at Windybanks by Mr. McGilded, my lord. Miss Lestrade has information relating to them. I believe it would be beneficial for the court to hear what she has to say. It will prove the significance of the articles in question once and for all.
Well. Things are becoming interesting.
I presume you've considered the implications of the testimony you're proposing. In particular, the impact it will have on the accused standing, and indeed, your own. I have.
Lord Van Zieks, would you care to explain that last remark?
Behemoth?
Behemoth? What up, puppies? Welcome back, dude. How's Zero? He's good, Cloud. My mom picked him up about like an hour ago. So yeah, he was chilling here for a little bit, but yeah, he's back in my parents' apartment now. Yeah, been quite good. Glad to hear, dude. And puppies, what up? Welcome back, you legend. Behemoth. The prosecution accepts the defendant's proposal. I move to interrupt the cross-examination of the current witness and hear from the accused herself.
Very well, if you have no objection. So, the court will now hear the testimony of the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade. You witnesses currently in the stand may step down until further notice.
Then I shall bid you good day.
Wait. You, sir, shall remain in the stand while Miss Lestrade testifies.
As you wish. Alright then, Gina. It's time. I know this will be hard, but please, put your faith in me here. Good luck, Runo. How goes it? It goes well, puppies. Finishing up this case tonight, once and for all. The articles that Mr. McGilded had deposited in Winniebank's pawnbrokery are intimately related with the omnibus case, the trial of which was heard in this courtroom 2 months ago.
Yes, I remember this young lady being brought before me in that trial as well.
That's right, my lord. Her testimony helped to establish the innocence of the defendant, Mr. McGilded. She does not look happy. But yeah, it's been happening the past 2 days. Just some dips, but it's all good. We will push through. So yeah, just apologies in advance. If you get any stuttering, it is definitely on my end. The omnibus case was intriguing, to say the least. And now here we all are again. The same players in that trial facing each other once more. A twist of fate, perhaps, my Nipponese friend. Allow me to recap the events of 2 months ago. An old brickmaker was stabbed to death in an omnibus running along London's winter streets. Apart from the victim, there was only one other person in the carriage, Mr. McGilded. Naturally, he was the prime suspect for the murder. But as the trial progressed, another possibility emerged. That the murder in fact took place above the defendant's head on the roof deck, with the body then being dropped through the skylight into the carriage below. It was Miss Lestrade whose testimony brought that possibility to light. At the time of the incident, Miss Lestrade was concealed under a seat in the carriage, hoping to pick the pockets of unsuspecting passengers. Then, immediately after the trial, having been acquitted of the murder, Mr. McGilded died in this very courtroom in the most extraordinary of circumstances. A mystery that remains unsolved even now, 2 months on. As indeed, the omnibus murder itself. As indeed does the omnibus murder itself.
Be that as it may, I recall neither the disc nor this small box being mentioned in the course of those proceedings.
Miss Lestrade. Would you tell the court now, please? What really happened in the omnibus 2 months ago, I mean? I don't know what you mean. I already said all of what I know. And what about everything you told us yesterday from inside your prison cell? Please, Miss Lestrade. This is extremely important. But... Remember, little girl. If it transpires that you willfully withheld information in the trial 2 months ago, the Home Office will seek to prosecute you for perjury. And naturally, you will lose all credibility as a witness. Although, let's face facts, you have little credibility to lose. Whoa!
You have little credibility to lose.
Ginny, don't listen to him. Please, you have to trust Runo now. Iris? We're on your side. All right then. I'll talk.
It's the right choice, Gina. Well, it would seem that my learned friend is hell-bent on bringing the entire courtroom down about his ears. So be it.
I must confess that I'm struggling to understand what on earth is happening here. However, it would appear that Mr. McGilded's pond articles and that extraordinary case of the omnibus harbor secrets of which we have been hitherto unaware. So, Miss Lestrade, you will now give your testimony before the court about the events of 2 months ago. You will reveal the truth, a commodity sorely lacking in your original statements.
This is it then. Everything's going to come out. Like Van Zeke said, this could bring the whole courtroom down about my ears. But as a lawyer, I'm prepared to take that risk. Let's go, baby. Witness testimony.
The real truth of the omnibus case.
Probably for the best that Parpar didn't show up to the stream this time. He would have been giving me shit for getting my ass kicked by Joseph. Truth is, that Brickmaker Cove was in the cabin when the omnibus the whole time. When the Irishman dragged me out from under the seat, I saw that disc on the floor. All of a sudden, I heard a scream from over my head, and that power on the roof deck went off to call the slops. That's when McGilded slipped the driver some tin in to do a run to the pawn shop roundabout. He threatened me not to snitch, not to say nothing to no one about what I seen or heard.
Good grief! This is outrageous! What you've just told the court bears almost no resemblance to your testimony 2 months ago.
As you say, my lord.
Then there's every chance I may have adjudicated an error in McGilded's trial. It sounds very much to me as if the man deliberately deceived this court in an effort to cover up the most wicked of schemes.
Without doubt, your lordship is correct. A great injustice was done in this courtroom 2 months ago. The actions of the accused in that trial, of this witness and of my learned friend, are entirely inexcusable.
I don't believe it. The whole trial was a farce. It was all lies.
That McGilded fellow was rotten to the core, just like the pickpocket.
Don't forget that life and this, they were all in on together.
You're wrong, the lot of you. Mr. Naraona, the lawyer there, he didn't know nothing about it.
Humbug.
I don't think so. Are we really expected to believe that?
He really stitched everyone up, didn't he? Without what an operation to get the man off scot-free.
Unforgivable. Stop. The lies have to stop.
Yes, the defense made a terrible error of judgment. I intend to take full responsibility and suffer whatever consequences are deemed appropriate. However, it's imperative that the court allows the witness to elaborate on her testimony, because the true significance of McGilded's pawned articles must be brought to light.
Very well, my learned student friend. Given the depths of calamity you have just plunged yourself into, this may well be worth hearing.
Shit.
Words fail me. This situation is utterly deplorable. Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes, my lord.
I will decide upon your fate following the conclusion of this trial.
Of course, my lord.
Blimey, Mr. Naruhodo.
Now, counsel, proceed with the cross-examination.
Welcome back, Paula.
Objection!
Objection.
Cross-examination.
The real truth.
The real truth of the omnibus case.
Truth is, that brickmaker cove was in the cabin on the omnibus the whole time.
Hold it!
Hold it.
And you were hiding in the cabin at the time as well, weren't you, Miss Lestrade? If I remember rightly, in the storage compartment underneath one of the seats. Thanks for the rainbow, Sammy. Yeah, that's right. It's pitch black under there, so you can't see nothing at all.
Now, in your testimony 2 months ago, I feel certain that you claimed Mr. McGilded was the sole passenger, did you not?
False testimony, my lord.
That's what he told me I had to say.
But it's important that you tell us the truth now. Were Mr. McGilded and the victim acquaintances?
I don't know. But I did hear him talking a lot.
What were they talking about?
Well, I couldn't hear too well. But if I had to say, I think it was about money or something. They kept talking about buying and not buying.
Perhaps business dealings of some kind.
Oh, well, anyway, they got louder and louder. It sort of sounded like a proper fight. I was pretty scared by then. I hardly dared to breathe. And then, all of a sudden, I heard a noise like someone keeling over on the floor. It was blooming loud and all.
And I believe you let out an involuntary scream.
Yeah, that's what get me away. I'm gonna go to bed now. Stay safe, Sammy. I'm fucking beat. No problem, Deadly. Thank you again for the raid. Have a good rest of your night. And a fantastic Sunday ahead. Cheers, man. Appreciate the support. Foxies, thanks for still hanging out. Paula says, I low-key thought Gina was dead. Well, I thought I saw a pic of her laying on the ground bleeding, but never mind. Whoops. No. So she was on the ground of the pawnbroker shop, and she was caught holding the gun, but she had fainted because she saw the owner of that shop get shot and die. So that like made her pass out. So yeah, it looked like she died in that image, but yeah, no, she just passed out. When the Irishman dragged me out from under the seat, I saw that disc on the floor.
Hold it!
Hold it.
Was the disc you saw this disc? Yeah, I reckon it probably was. It was right next to the cove line on the floor.
Could this disc have belonged to the victim, perhaps?
I don't know, but McGilder picked it up pretty smartish. And then he sat the cove with the knife in his belly up on the seat.
What did he say to you at that time?
He told me not to say a word about what I seen or heard it to no one. About the disc and all. I was dead scared. The way he was looking at me, I thought, if I didn't go along with it, I'd get stuck with that knife too. Then he started asking me a load of questions, like what my name was and where I lived and that. He asked me about being a diver too. But after a while, what had happened in the carriage was noticed? Yeah, that's right. First, there was a kind of rapping noise. All of a sudden, I heard a scream from over my head, and the power on the roof deck went off to call the slops.
Hold it! Hold it!
There were two gentlemen occupying the seats on the roof deck, I believe.
That's right.
Oh, these fucks. I remember these guys.
They must have looked down through the skylight and noticed the cove with a knife in his guts. When they screamed, the driver pulled up the horses and McGildy got me out of sight.
Out of sight? Where?
Back under the seat where I started off. Once the carriage come to an halt, the two coves from the roof ran off to fetch the slops.
If they immediately left to fetch the police, it would appear they were entirely unrelated to the incident.
So that left McGilded, the driver, and you still at the scene. Yeah, only the driver didn't know I was there because I was under the seat. I heard the cabin door open and a voice from outside.
The driver, yes. He also testified in the trial, I believe. A fellow who went by the name of Beppo, if memory serves.
Good old Beppo.
What did McGilded and the driver say to each other? I don't know what happened, and stuff like that mainly. That's when McGilded slipped the driver some tin to do a run to the pawn shop roundabout.
Hold it!
That pawn shop obviously being Windy Banks on Baker Street.
Just a moment, counsel. Do you mean to tell me that the driver gave false testimony in that trial as well?
Perhaps the excursion to the pawnbrokery slipped his mind when he was in the stand.
Oh, indeed, Lord Venzix.
Why does the judge sound like Dumbledore? He definitely looks like he looks like Santa. But that's the voice that he has. Don't judge me.
Rip Dumbledore.
Too soon, Mouse.
I never watched the movie, so I'm not sure exactly how his voice sounds. And I know who you're talking about.
I read some of the books. McGildy took off his coat and gave it to the driver. He folded it up all carefully before handing it over. I'm not judging. Thank you.
But yes, this is the voice of the judge.
Koi fish. Cheers, dude. Welcome back to the stream. Happy Saturday. folded it up all careful like before ending it over. When I saw him do that, I remember thinking, that coat and what's in it has got to be worth a few bob.
Yes.
Gina was sure the disc must be worth more than Mr. Winniebank was suggesting, wasn't she? I remember her quibbling with him over the price that afternoon at the pawnbrokery.
The driver looked pretty happy when McGilded flashed some brass in his face. He went running off at a lick. Then the bog trotter called to me and told me to come out from the drags cabin.
Okay, last statement. Let's get some more info on this.
He threatened me not to snitch, not to say nothing to no one about what I seen or heard.
Hold it! Hold it!
Threaten you how exactly?
Tell me I'd only be able to scarp it if I did exactly what he said.
Which included giving false testimony in court 2 months ago?
Yeah, that's it. And there was one other thing he said.
Which was?
He told me I'd have to hang on to the ticket. He told me I'd have to hang on to the ticket from the pawn shop and make sure not to lose it.
The ticket? Well, I never...
I still got to watch the last movie soon. What was the last one called? Because I know they had like a spin-off series too. Like the Fantastical Beasts.
Said that if he didn't show up to get the ticket off me before 2 months passed, I had to go to the pawn shop and pay the money to keep it in lug, to stop it being forfeited. He left me with some brass. He left me with some brass to pay for it.
But really, why on earth would Mr. McGilded have done such a thing? Depositing his overcoat with a pawnbroker before the arrival of the police. It makes no sense at all.
There would seem to be only one logical explanation, my lord. Oh, this year was the first time ever watching the movies, Galaxy?
Nice.
I've heard mixed things about the Fantastic Beast one, but yeah, I haven't seen any of them, so I can't really say for myself. There would seem to be only one logical explanation, my lord. Hey, how you doing tonight, Koi-Fish? What McGilded had the driver deposit at Winniebank's was something he didn't want the police to see. Something very important that he needed to hide at all costs. I love Ryunosuke's smirk, like, that's right, bitch.
Anyway, after that, he let me go. So I legged it before the coppers showed up.
Well done, Gina. It can't have been easy to tell the truth like that.
Ginny's really put her faith in you, Runo.
Yes, and to thank her, she'll have to face a charge of perjury once this trial's over. So I need to use the time we have now to get as much information out of her as possible.
It's time to really go for it. Press her on every statement.
I suppose I should.
Oh, and another thing.
What's that?
Hey, what's going on here? Hey.
What the? Ectoro sus? Mouse, you own the first and second Fantastic Beasts movies. What did you think of them?
Take a look at these two. Isn't it strange that they've been whispering to each other the entire time, and the judge doesn't fucking do anything about it?
Bruh.
Come on. Yes, that is strange. It looks like they're having a secret discussion about something. I'm not sure I'm completely comfortable with that. I wonder if there's anything I can do about it.
Hold it!
And you were hiding in the cabin at the time as well, weren't you, Miss Lestrade? If I remember rightly, in the storage compartment underneath one of the seats? Yeah, that's right. It's pitch black under there, so you can't see nothing at all.
Excuse me!
Is there something you'd like to share with the court, Inspector Gregson and Mr. Graydon? Inspector, Mr. Graydon.
What? Blimey! You trying to give me a heart attack?
You have been whispering to each other for quite some time now. Tell us, what is the discussion about?
The discussion? With this fella? Or the other one, Sunshine? You think I've got anything to talk about with a shady gentle like this?
And I have nothing to say to this uncouth detective after he deprived me of that disc that was rightfully mine. But they've clearly been talking the entire time I've been cross-examining Gina. It's as if they've been negotiating.
Thank you, Miss Lestrade. Thank you, Counsel. I've heard enough. I believe we now have a reasonable understanding of what actually transpired on the omnibus.
It would appear on that night 2 months ago, negotiation was taking place on the omnibus. Negotiation concerning this disc. However, matters did not run smoothly. When the parties involved began to quarrel over price, McGilded took what he wanted by force, at the expense of the other man's life.
Which proves my point. The disc is clearly extremely valuable in some way. Although I don't understand why as yet.
And 2 days ago, precisely 2 months after the omnibus incident, McGilded's coat and its contents were due to be forfeited.
I didn't know what I should do with the ticket. I mean, the cove died right after his trial. I knew that.
So you decided you would try to claim the articles as your own.
Well, why not, eh? They were only going to be forfeited. Why shouldn't I have got them? Anyway, you can't blame me for thinking about it. Thinking ain't no crime.
Miss Lestrade, it would appear Mr. McGilded was prepared to kill in order to take possession of this disc. Do you know why that would be?
I ain't got a clue. Well, I reckon it must be worth a fair bit of brass. He was probably going to sell it. And you can't blame me for thinking that. Thinking ain't no crime.
My lord.
Oh, the bailiff.
My lord, the evidence your lordship requested has been located and it is ready for the court's inspection, sir. Whoa!
Oh. we go.
The mysterious little box deposited by McGilded 2 months ago. There's no doubt in my mind that it's a key piece in this far-reaching puzzle. To be continued.
Man, this is still going. Holy shit, dude. This is such a long trial. Lol, the way you do these voices, you should be a voice actor, Sam. I've actually done some work for like projects on YouTube and for a audio drama on Spotify. Yeah, I'm not doing anything currently, but yeah, I actually took a break from streaming at the end of 2018 to pursue voiceover or to do like, yeah, try to do like some voice acting stuff. Yeah, I've been in a few projects, but yeah, currently not in anything. But yeah, I really enjoy this. Like, even though the accents are definitely not accurate whatsoever, it's a lot of fun given the animations in this game and how like a lot of the characters are very eccentric and very like out there. It's yeah, it's not only like bringing voices to these characters, but trying to like match like their wacky energy and just all the crazy animations and stuff. So yeah, I wouldn't consider myself a professional voice actor, but yeah, more of an amateur. But I appreciate it. I like my mom's new boyfriend. He's nice and doesn't make me feel bad when I'm feeling down. Nice. And as far as the previous boyfriend, I'd say to him, "Fuck you." Man, trial part 4. Holy shit, dude.